Gamar joba mego brevo, moji David chodshach vedra. Dear students, it's my pleasure to present you our instructor Naushad Pasha, who will be leading 3 trainings, which are Linux Administrator, Linux Engineer, and Certified Kubernetes Application Developer. And in this interview, we will try to cover all the topics. Hello, Naushad.
Hi, Nazdera.
We are very
Thank you so much.
to see you. We are very glad to see you. Thank you for joining us today. Naushad, please tell our students more about yourself, your experience, and how many years have you been working in IT industry?
I have about 15 years of experience in IT. My name is Naushad Nazeer Pasha. So it's been, long 15 years where I have delivered technical trainings to the system administrators, system engineers, developers, and architects on Linux administration engineering, which includes different flavors of Linux, including Red Hat Enterprise Linux, SUSE Enterprise Linux, a generic Linux operating system, which includes the Unix flavors as well. So I've delivered technical trainings on many other courses, including Docker, Kubernetes, OpenShift, right? So both the customized courses as well as certification focused courses as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's start from the first course, which is Linux Administrator. Is this course popular nowadays?
Yeah, it's very much because most of the open source technologies are relying on the Linux operating system, where industry expects the employee to be having a good understanding and core knowledge of the Linux, so which is increasing the popularity of the Linux administration, where the employee is expected to know the how to work with Linux because everything sits on top of the Linux operating system. Yeah.
According to your personal observations, what is the demand for such professionals? Is it high or low or maybe rising?
Of course, very high and increasing day by day. So there's a huge demand for somebody who has the good understanding and knowledge of the Linux administration. So every year by year, the demand is growing.
Let's talk a bit more about the details of the course. For example, what topics will be covered? What practical exercises will it include?
Sure, definitely. Let me go ahead and share my screen. If you, yeah.
Yes, we see your
So
screen.
let me bring you the web page of the Linux administration course that we are teaching.
Yes.
So somebody attending the Linux administration course will be able to install a Linux operating system, configure the peripherals, and perform any startup related troubleshooting and management tasks. We'll be able to set up the network, understand how the network configuration to be done, maintain the system users and group, also take care of the file system permissions. We'll be able to create the file system using the disk management utilities. We'll be able to perform some of the maintenance of the file system and able to manage the processes which runs on the Linux operating system, automate most of the administrative tasks using the cron, or a cron tab is what we say, and perform the backup and restore of the files in case of any unexpected failure of some of the loss of some of the files, and also the logging, which is a very important skill that somebody as a Linux administrator to have, how to troubleshoot with the help of logs and identify some of the generic troubleshooting issues, also enhance into getting into details of more advanced troubleshooting. Take care of the resources which are running, also share file system over the NFS service or via the Samba, set up the web server on the Linux system, and then also set up the LAMP stack, which is Linux, Apache, MySQL, and some Python, Perl, PHP, right? So also take care of the system administration level, security at the server level, This is just some of the high-level objective what somebody attending this Linux administration course will be learning. And plus, a real-time experience will be shared with the participants once they learn what do they get to do when they join the organization. It will not end only to the lecture and some of the lab exercises. It will go to the level of what is expected from somebody who go as a Linux certified administrator and when they join the organization as part of this course.
Thank you. And how would you define the prerequisites of this course? What potential students already should have in order to get the most from this course?
Yeah, some basic knowledge of what is computer, some very fundamentals of hardware, software, what is operating system, that anyone who attending the college should be aware of. It's not a really high prerequisite. Somebody to have a basic understanding of the computer should be good enough to attend this course.
From your personal point of view, why should our Georgian students apply for this course? What are the core benefits they will get?
So it is the start point for them to be able to deep dive into the IT industry, to be able to be a developer, to be able to be an administrator, to be able to be any stream in the IT industry. Organizations expect somebody to have a good understanding of the Linux. So they must enroll for this course to be able to success further into the IT world.
Can you show some practical exercises that students will be accomplishing? I mean, maybe
Sure.
the platform.
Sure. I would take a minute.
Okay.
And bring up the screen. So participants will be able to perform lab exercises on the remote lab setup. They should be able to learn everything practically. It's just not going to be a lecture. For every participant who attending the training will be able to perform the lab exercises on the remote server. I will be bringing on the screen in a moment. Most of the lab environment provided to the participant is going to be the cloud-based. They just have to be having a very basic configuration of their system, and they should be able to remote connect to the servers, just like this. They will have to have either the Mac. If they have the Mac system, they have the Mac terminal to which they can get connected to the remote server. If they have the Windows machine or a Linux machine, they can do a SSH to the remote lab environment, right? So they will be able to perform all of the different lab exercises on the remote lab setup, right? They will get to learn starting from what is what. For example, if they have to learn any command, they have the command called what is, for example, cal, right? It says displays a calendar. So that is the level of technical skills they're going to learn. They begin from very basic to the and then to the highest of what they need to know as a Linux administrator. So we ensure that they learn as a fresher and without having any knowledge of Linux, and then they will be able to manage the Linux servers as an administrators. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about the international certificate our students will get after successfully passing the exam. What is the certification?
Yeah, so they will be able to take up the certification, which is globally known or identified from the Linux Professional Institute. It is called LPIC-1. So the world's largest and most recognized Linux certification. So it is globally identified. So once they complete the training, they will be learning everything aligned to the certification, and they should be able to comfortably take up the certification and clear the exam as well. Right. So of course they have the details of this link. If they have to get more details on how many questions going to be, how much of the time, questions are going to be multiple choice, and the 60 multiple choice questions is what they're going to get, right? And the validity is going to be for 5 years. Within 5 years, if they retake the exam again for the latest version, they're going to have the validity extended for more 5 years is how it works. Yeah.
And what job positions are suitable for the specialists who just completed such kind of course?
The Linux administration certification prepares them to be able to get jobs in the IT industry as a Linux administrator, as a developer. There are a lot of gates get open to them, as this is something as a base certification for many of the different job responsibilities that they get from the organization. So of course, they're going to be a Linux administrators, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you stop sharing, please?
Yeah, sure thing.
And my last question about the Linux administrator training is, which can be the next step for students after they take this course?
Yeah, as I said, it is the base or foundation for many other job responsibilities and trainings and certification. Of course, the immediate next level of training that they can take is LPIC 2, as it is the Linux system engineer is the next course that they can look for.
Okay, so I think we can just move on the next course, which is Linux engineer, and let's talk about it in more details. How do you think, is it popular nowadays?
Yes, of course. So somebody goes with the Linux administration as the first level of training and certification, and then they also become the Linux system engineer. So which means they will have the good amount of knowledge to be able to start taking up the projects and set up and manage the infrastructure, which could be the bare metal infrastructure, virtualized infrastructure, or containerized infrastructure to one level. And they will be able to ensure they have the proper and infrastructure managed and set up as a Linux system engineer. They not only manage the standalone server, which they learn from the Linux administration, they should also be able to manage the collection of those servers via the network, which could be a data center, which could be a cloud, right? So which could be, servers which are spread across the different geographical locations. So as a system engineer, you not only manage the standalone server, you should also be able to manage and deploy and manage the services such as a web server, the Samba server, the LAMP stack at the networking level as well.
Let's talk a bit more about the course. For example, what topics will be covered and also practical exercises that it will include.
Sure thing. Yeah. So let me share my screen if you don't mind.
Yeah, of course. Please share your screen.
So coming to the LPIC 2, which is the Linux System Engineer course, the participants will be able to get the jobs on the system administrator, network administrator, technician, the DevOps guy, engineer, the system engineer. So this is going to be a second level of training what somebody would be attending. In this course, participants will be able to work with the Linux kernel. They will be able to manage and the server and take care of the system startup any issues and recover the system from such failures, manage the devices and the file system, and also be able to perform the advanced storage administration where they set up the RAID, which is a software RAID, and then LVM, which is a logical volume manager. So it's an add-on on the previous course what they attend, and then they will be able to manage the networking of the server and troubleshoot if there is any network related issues, the system maintenance in terms of backing up the restore process, set up the domain name system or server, which is to resolve the names and IP, right? And set up the web server, file server, the network client management aspect, where how a server can receive an IP from the DHCP server, how to set up the permissions via the PAM, how to integrate with LDAP, which is Lightweight Directory Access Protocol, set up the email server, take care of the system security and troubleshooting techniques as well. So these are some of the objectives which the participant attending the Linux System Engineer ILPIC2 will be able to learn from this.
Mm-hmm. Can you share also practical exercises that will be doing our students? Like in the previous one, you showed some platform they will be typing the code. Maybe in this course, the same.
Correct.
Show.
Yeah, thank you. So in this course also, in the previous course, they were able to manage a standalone single server. The engineering course, they will be connected to multiple servers and they will be able to take care of the networking, communication, the client server configuration. I would say the same Linux environment, but multiple servers is what they will be connected to for the system engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you say what are the prerequisites for this course?
Sure. So somebody attending the course System Engineer LPIC2 expected to have the equivalent experience or attended the previous course LPIC1 is the prerequisite.
Mm-hmm. Just this one or something else?
No, that should be fine. Either they have to be attending the previous course LPIC1, complete the certification, or have the equivalent experience and knowledge. Should be able to,
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you mind if I stop sharing the screen?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. From your personal point of view, what are the core benefits of this course for our
So
students?
anybody attending the Linux System Engineer ILPIC2, they should be able to get the job as a system engineer, as a system administrator, as the participant will be having enough knowledge and the certification as well, which proves their ability, as the exams are not easy, are not anyone and everyone can take up. So they will be able to increase their chances of getting the jobs in the IT industry.
Show us, please, again the certificate that our students will get at the end.
Sure. In a moment. Here it is. So somebody completing the LPIC2 course should be...
We don't see your screen, sorry.
Okay, I will have to share my screen, excuse me. There you go.
Yeah,
Confirm,
yes.
you can see my screen. Yeah.
Yes.
So somebody attending the LPIC2 course should be able to take up the certification, okay, which is 201-450 and 202-450. So this is again going to be multiple choice questions, and there will be a 90 minutes of time for completing 60 multiple choice questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
thank you.
And the validity is for 5 years and must retake within 5 years to be able to renew the validity for next 5 years.
Mm-hmm. What would you recommend to students in order them to get successfully certified?
So of course, they will be attending the complete course. They will be doing all of the lab exercises, and also they will be the exam preparation done, which they must attend to be able to successfully complete the certification. Mm-hmm. It is guaranteed somebody attending all of the course and doing the lab exercise, they should be able to comfortably complete the certification. As in when needed, they will also be given some of the sample questions to prepare them how the question pattern going to be and how do they have to answer them.
Will you give homeworks to the students?
Yes, definitely they will be. The participants will be helped to set up their local environment if they want to continue to practice things. And we give them the soft copies of the lab exercises, which they will have and they will practice, and will ask them to have them completed in their availability to be ensuring they are engaged and they are continue learning, the technology.
Will they have some practical project that they will be able to include in their CVs after the course?
Completion of the course, they will be given a kind of a mini project as a task, which they will be completing, which will help boost their confidence of what knowledge have they gained from the training, which they can, of course, put it in their profile, which help them, attract their profile very much.
Which can be the next step for students after they take the course of Linux engineer?
So, of course, the Linux engineer prepares them to be good at the bare metal infrastructure. They can then start looking at the containerized and virtualized infrastructure, as we see there's very much demand in the market about the containerization. Of course, they should look for the next course as Kubernetes certified application developer. There are many more courses that fits on top of the Linux system engineer as well.
So let's just smoothly move on to the Certified Kubernetes Application Developer course, which you will also be leading in our program. Is this course popular nowadays?
Yes, very much. So most of the requirements today, what we see is related to containerization, as we are moving mostly from the virtualization to the containerization technology. And last couple of years, I should say 5+ years, so the requirement is getting multiplied every year by year. There's very high demand on the certified Kubernetes application developer in the market.
Nice. And what are the course topics, exercises? Can you show maybe something?
Sure, yep. We have the, just a second. I'll be bringing to the screen in a moment.
Okay.
So they will get a preparation in this course to be able to take up the exam CKAD, which is Certified Kubernetes Application Developer. But they begin with understanding of what is Docker, which is one of the popular container management
we don't
tool.
see your screen.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Let me share my screen.
Okay. Yes.
So anybody attending the CKAD course will be able to take up the CKAD certification, which is Certified Kubernetes Application Developer. And we begin to teach first what is Docker, which is one of the popular container management tool, how to manage the container lifecycle using Docker, how to work with the images, how to build custom images, how to manage those images in the registry, how to persist the application data using the volume service, and how to make the communication between containers using Docker networking. Once after they get the foundation basics understood, then we begin to teach them the Kubernetes. What is Kubernetes? The architecture, the components of the Kubernetes architecture. They will have access to the remote lab setup where they will have the Kubernetes cluster, which they will set up themselves with the guidance and lab exercises. Then they will be able to manage the pod lifecycle, they will be able to manage these different services that they can create in Kubernetes, the application lifecycle management using deployment, daemon sets, replica sets, the stateful sets, how to persist the data using Kubernetes volume, how to make the communication between the pods which runs on the Kubernetes. They will also be able to manage the application lifecycle using the liveness and readiness probes.
And what are the prerequisites for this course?
So they will be expected to have the Linux background. So it is recommended that they attend either the Linux administration or engineering course before they take up the Kubernetes application developer course. And good to have the editor experience, meaning the VI or VIM, and the operating system knowledge. Of course, Linux administration course, LPIC 1, prepares them well for this training and certification.
What international certificate will our student get after successfully passing the exam?
Yeah, let me bring you the page. So there's a well-recognized certification, CKAD.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Yeah.
Sorry, you are muted.
Just a second. Yeah, somebody attending the CKAD course should be able to take up the CKAD certification program from the Cloud Native Computing Foundation, which is globally well recognized and has a very good value in the IT industry. Somebody getting certified as a CKAD is not an easy task, but we ensure attending the CKAD course, they should be able to comfortably take up the certification and complete it.
Thank you. And what is the structure of exam? Are there
the exam going to be the hands-on? There will be a scenarios, and the participant is expected to perform the exercises on the live machines provided to them remotely. It's a hands-on lab-based exam. Yeah.
What job positions are suitable for the specialist who just completed such kind of course?
So anybody who wants to be a DevOps engineer, to be a certified developer, to be a specialist in containerizing application must be looking for the CKAD certification. So who will also be managing the containerized infrastructure as well.
You said that the demand for this course is very high. Can you share some maybe trends,
yeah, why
statistics, researches to prove this?
Yeah, sure thing. As you can see, there's a huge demand for somebody who is CKAD, a certified Kubernetes application developer, and the annual salary in different countries, different parts of the globe. There is a different packages available, but it is a very good pay for somebody who is the certified Kubernetes application developer. So even the CNCF, who is the official course of the CKAD has details of why would somebody to be the Kubernetes certified application developer. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You can stop sharing if you don't have nothing else. Thank you. What would you recommend to all students in order them to get successfully certified?
So of course, they should be attending the complete course and doing the hands-on lab exercises during the training, as well as after the training, the tasks which are given to them. Also, they must not miss the certification preparation sessions delivered even during the training, plus after the training, to be able to comfortably take up the certification. So yeah, they must attend the complete course.
Will they have practical project that they can add to their CVs after the
Definitely.
course?
So they begin with no knowledge on the Kubernetes, and they go step by step, and end of the training, they complete one of the project as a hands-on. Plus, they will also be given a mini kind of a project which they can complete. They will complete, and they will be able to put it up in the profile.
We have questions about the Docker. Will be Docker included in this course?
Of course, they will be learning what is Docker, as it is one of the popular container management tool, and somebody attending the Kubernetes should have the knowledge of one of the container management tool. They will definitely be learning Docker as well.
Thank you. Which can be the next step for students after they take this course?
There are many other the proprietary based container management solutions available, such as OpenShift, Rancher. They will definitely be looking for something on the proprietary based cloud solution, or maybe a cloud based containerized solution such as AKS, GKE, the EKS of the AWS should also be the next step for them once after this course.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Naushad, for taking time to join us today and share your vision, so many information, useful and valuable, and your experience with our students. We hope today's interview will help our students to make better decisions, whether these courses are suitable for them or not. Imedia sa intereso, hijo. Thank you again, Naushad.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye for now. Thank you.
Thank you.